I've listened to Bewitched by Laufey for months.
And I listened to it once yesterday.
Welcome to Spin It. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Spin It, the record ranking podcast for people who would rather be listening to music. I'm James, and with me, celebrating Valentine's Day, is Connor.
Oh, is this our Valentine's Day episode?
That's right, it is. I've been so excited to introduce you to Laufey since I found Laufey, and
Laufey.
I purposely didn't tell you how to pronounce her name because I wanted it to be a podcast moment so we could talk about it.
It's not how that's spelled at all.
It's not how it's spelled at all. That's true. Did you discover that her name was pronounced Laufey before right now? Or is this like the first revelation?
It's not the first revelation. The first revelation was about 20 minutes ago when I opened the document before we started. And I saw your first big bullet point here of it's pronounced Laufey.
I did.
But I did a reenactment of my reaction when I saw that.
Oh, good. Thank you for faking it for the camera or the microphone.
Of course, of course.
It occurs to me, though, now that it would be really easy to lie to you about how any artist's name is pronounced.
It sure would.
Huh, I'll keep that in mind.
The problem is, for it to work, you have to mispronounce their name a bunch of times before it ever gets to me. So
Yeah, that's true.
That's what's really keeping you from doing that.
But yes, it's a Valentine's episode, and I thought, what better day to cover Laufey and her love songs and her jazzy music and her ballads. Just felt perfect. Shoot, on her first album, she even has a song called Valentine.
Oh.
Have you heard of Laufey before? She's a newer artist, but she's really come into her own in the last year or two.
I've seen the name. Didn't know it was pronounced Laufey, obviously, but I've seen the name.
Okay. Yeah, you have. That's true, because every year we make our predictions for the Grammy-winning albums. You remember, we just had our Grammy special the other week.
Of course. I won.
I don't know about all that. Pride cometh before the fall. But Laufey won a Grammy, Best Jazz Vocal Solo Performance, a couple years ago. We'll talk about it in a bit. So you definitely heard her name then. I was bummed because Laufey was touring lately and passed through my city, and tickets were just a little bit out of my budget range. I had spent too much on other shows, and so I couldn't make it to see Laufey. Next time she comes back, I will make a more concerted effort. Concerted? Concert? Huh? No pun intended, but I know it sounds like I did.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain you intended.
Well, we'll never know. Ballad Guy, I thought this album would be right up your alley. Valentine Guy, thought this album would be right up your alley.
Yeah, absolutely right up my alley.
Do you have any fun Valentine's Day plans? You gonna go scuba diving or?
Honestly, very close.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going snorkeling.
Snorkeling? That is pretty much scuba diving without the scuba gear.
I'm also not doing that.
Oh, well.
But I had you for a second there.
Not really. I mean, I know where you're located, and I'm like, there's no good snorkeling spots.
My bathtub.
Well, then you don't know you're not snorkeling yet, do you?
That's a fair point. I might surprise snorkel.
That would be a nice Valentine's Day surprise. Anyway, let's talk about Laufey. I know what you're thinking. We've done an odd amount of Icelandic artists on this podcast. And it's true. I don't know how that happens, but we've just found a good amount of music from Iceland.
Yeah.
We've also talked about Dottie Freyr, who was on Eurovision. We talked about Kaleo and their album AB.
I really like Kaleo. I still pull that up every once in a while.
You should. It's so good. That blues rockin' style. And Dottie Freyr makes aggressive pop music. Well, now we've got a third type of music from a third Icelandic artist, and that's this jazz pop. Laufey, Linn Bing Jónsdóttir, is an Icelandic artist.
Sorry, what was that?
Laufey Linn Bing Jónsdóttir.
That's her full name.
Yes.
For a second there, I interpreted that sentence as you saying Laufey, comma, Linn Bing Jón's daughter.
Right.
And I was like, who's Linn Bing Jón?
No, because of the Icelandic surname construction.
Right.
Like she's like the daughter of Jón. Like that's how that all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's meant to sound like that, but
it is. It's just it came across like you were expecting me to know, and also that his first name was Linn Bing, and then it was like Linn Bing Jón. Jón was the last name.
Right. Yeah. No, Laufey's dad is Icelandic and her mom is Chinese.
Oh.
Yeah. Her mother is a violinist who taught at China's Central Conservatory of Music. So Laufey learned to love music at a very young age, and her first language is Mandarin, though she's at least quadrilingual between English, Icelandic, and Danish as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very cool. She and her identical twin, were born in Reykjavik on April 23rd, 1999. She spent her first 6-ish years there in Iceland. Her dad, though, he was a finance executive, and the family spent 2 years in Washington, D.C. in the middle of her childhood. She always loved music a lot, but in her early days, that love of music expressed itself more through movement than through sound. She was a ballerina and a figure skater, which is a ton of fun. I don't know if we've talked about any artists who started as figure skaters, but of course, with a mom who's proficient at the violin, Laufey did pick up instruments pretty early on. She studied the piano from age 4, and at 8, she picked up a cello. By 15, within 7 years of first grabbing the instrument, her cello skills were so impressive that she got to perform as a soloist with the Iceland Symphony Orchestra.
That's cool.
That's very cool. That's cooler than anything I did when I was 15.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably cooler than anything I did when I was 15, but, I've got some close seconds.
Oh, yeah?
Thirds.
What's your close,
Yeah.
just off the top of your head, what's the close second thing that you did when you were 15 to playing in the Iceland Symphony Orchestra?
Well, I don't want to show Laufey up on her own episode, so
Okay.
maybe I'll keep that to myself.
You can tell me off air or in the outro banter.
Oh, Ultra Banter's a good spot for it.
Great. Maybe you did something that was the second best. Pun intended that time. But I never did anything that cool. In 2014, roughly the same year, Laufey hit the competition TV circuit. She was a finalist on Iceland's Got Talent, then went to the semifinals on The Voice Iceland.
Oh.
She was the youngest singer ever on the show. She would have been roughly like 16 at the time.
Okay, I know this isn't true, because why would it be? But when you said The Voice Iceland, my brain went to like Blake Shelton being still one of the coaches.
Oh, just the same coaches, but in a different place? That'd be wild. That'd be more fun, I think, if the show switched judges with some international counterparts. Laufey's post-high school education was almost a college in Scotland to study economics, of all things, and kind of follow in her father's footsteps. But when, she went in a different direction, she would go on to study singing and vocal music at the Reykjavik College of Music, where she graduated in 2018. Then she got a pretty hefty presidential scholarship from Berklee College of Music, and there she really worked on mastering her cello skills with Mike Block, an esteemed cellist who's performed alongside Yo-Yo Ma, which is pretty top of the line. I don't think cellists get more famous than Yo-Yo Ma.
Are they cellists?
Yes.
That was a joke for clarification.
Okay.
Because you see, like, because he's like, they don't get more famous than that. And I pretended like I didn't even know they were cellists.
Pretended, huh?
I know who Yo-Yo Ma is.
I don't know. You've cast doubt on it.
Well,
You know now, because I told you, but it's fine.
oh yes, of course.
Well, while Laufey was a student there at Berklee in 2020, she started to dabble in recording and releasing her own music. Her first single was called Street by Street, and it was a #1 hit on Icelandic radio. Not too shabby for your first single. And I don't know how competitive Icelandic radio is, but honestly, given this podcast track record, doesn't seem like it's too much of a slouch. After she graduated in the spring of 2021, she put out a full 7-track EP that she called her Little Baby. It was named Typical of Me. She wrote a lot of it while she was in her college dorm, but it also included a critically acclaimed cover of I Wish You Love. You know that song, right?
I think so. How's it go?
I Wish You Love.
A little more.
No, you would know it.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to get you to give me a little something.
Nope. The song was around in the 40s. I just figured, jazz guy like you, Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra and Johnny Mathis all did it.
Yeah.
But she's doing jazz standards, critically acclaimed covers of jazz standards. The EP was one of American songwriters' best of 2021, and other pop artists like Billie Eilish really liked it as well. Laufey started to share her music and cover other jazz standards on TikTok at the same time, which helped build up a fan base and a following for a lot of her work. She signed her first record deal with AWAL, or, with an A, AWAL, which is a non-traditional record label that would actually let her keep more control over her intellectual property and her recordings and stuff. Love that. Great for artists. And she also, at some point, signed her twin sister on as a creative director for her work, a dynamic duo. Soon, Laufey was hosting a weekly radio show on the BBC and appearing in the London Jazz Festival, playing with London's Philharmonia Orchestra. She's living large. Her first proper album, Everything I Know About Love, came out in August of 2022, and skyrocketed its way to #1 on Billboard's Alternative New Artist album chart. It also hit #3 on the US Traditional Jazz Albums chart and #5 on the Heatseekers chart. Laufey calls Everything I Know About Love a hopelessly romantic album, but honestly, it's pretty far from hopeless. It's very universally praised by critics, and big hits like Valentine and Falling Behind really established Laufey as the next big thing in jazz pop. And the next big thing she signed a new global publishing deal with the major Warner Chappell Music, and she got to work on her second album and today's Valentine's Day special, Bewitched. This is the album that I first discovered Laufey by. I listened to her Tiny Desk performance first, and I heard her play from the start, and I loved it right away. And then I started clicking through her discography. Bewitched was incredible. Second Best was incredible. Like, so many of these songs, I was like, oh my gosh. So this was the first album I jumped to. It's an album full of jazz pop ballads. Her musical influences, just to give you an idea, if you haven't listened to the album yet and you're listening to the episode, first of all, go listen to the album. But second of all, if you need context, her musical influences span a pretty wide range, from Taylor Swift and Adele to Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday to Frédéric Chopin, the classics. She says, Taylor Swift has done for pop and country what I hope to do for jazz.
Oh.
She's managed to unite people across the world, which is one of my main goals as a musician.
Wants to be a T Swift.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, she wants to be a sort of Taylor Swift for jazz. And honestly, she's well on her way. When was the last time a jazz artist, went on a sellout nationwide arena tour?
Taylor Smooth.
Taylor Smooth? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good jazz name for a jazz Taylor Swift.
Yeah, probably not.
Although it's kind of hilarious. To make Bewitched, Laufey worked extensively with Spencer Stewart, and she recorded with the Philharmonia Orchestra. And believe it or not, Dan Wilson, the same one from Semisonic, who wrote Closing Time and whose name is on 1,000 other major musical releases. He's just had an incredible career. Dan Wilson's everywhere, and I think we talked about him the most on our Weezer and Adele episodes. Laufey announced Bewitched in early 2023, and she put out the first single from the start. She said the record was a love album. We've moved on from hopelessly romantic and into a love album, whether it be a love towards a friend or a lover or life. So we're maturing from her first record. And that's kind of why I wanted this one for Valentine's Day instead of the record that literally includes the song Valentine. I just think this album, it's a lot lovey-doveyer, a lot more Valentine's Day coded. It's a love album. In her words, she said she was writing about the magic in the love of being young. It's a little cheesy, but you know what? A little cheesy's kind of good. There were 3 other pre-release singles that came out over the course of the year: Promise, Bewitched, and then California and Me. The album came out in full on September 8th, 2023, and it was a massive critical and commercial success. Critics really loved its modern jazz feel with its kind of nostalgic bent. They found her songwriting really solid and her technical skills obviously very impressive. I mean, she's a classically trained instrumentalist and vocalist, so that's a good combo when you're making this kind of music. DIY said that Laufey's crystalline voice and effortless charisma make this album into a gorgeous display of a unique talent. And Pitchfork said Laufey doesn't simply let jazz inform the work, she uses it as a vehicle to enact fantasies and ambitions, lending her contemporary musings a misty, out-of-time quality. Which are pretty spot-on reviews, I think. Pretty cool. Bewitched ended up at number 1 on the Icelandic charts again, and for the first time, Laufey ended up on the charts in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Ireland, Scotland, the UK, and of course, the United States. It's her first kind of breakout international hit record. It debuted at number 23 on the Billboard charts, with 23,000 units sold in its first week, and the Eventual Goddess Deluxe Edition would do even better, going as high as number 18. And, like I said, Bewitched won the Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album Grammy in 2024, and no, neither you nor I correctly predicted it.
Well, I don't know about that.
It's true, we have the predictions. Neither of us guessed Laufey.
Well, just because I didn't guess it in that doesn't mean I didn't guess it elsewhere.
Where else are you predicting Grammys?
On my other record ranking podcast.
Hold on. Whoa. You're violating our non-compete?
I never signed that.
What? How'd that get past HR?
Yeah, well, when your HR department is run by rodents.
I guess a lot slips through the cracks. Well, dang. Well, I didn't predict it, and you formally didn't predict it on our sheet, so I think that counts.
Hey, yeah.
Bewitched was so successful that it sent Laufey on a big world tour. She pretty instantly became Iceland's most streamed artist worldwide. As of early 2025, Bewitched was certified gold. So that's awesome. You know, this up-and-coming Icelandic Chinese classically trained cellist and TikTok sensation is single-handedly trying to be the Taylor Swift of jazz and bringing pop jazz into the mainstream. Love it. Like, she's so cool. Love everything about this. Since Bewitched, Laufey put out her third record, A Matter of Time, in 2025, which you'll also find on my ranking lists. And you'll find everything I know about love, too, by the way. I'm 3 for 3 on ranking Laufey albums. But that's got some hit singles on it, too, like Silver Lining and Lover Girl. That one came out in August, and she took on another major tour, which headed across the pond to Europe in the early days of 2026. That's her first all-arena tour. The Clockwork tour is the one that I did not get to see, which is a shame. I heard she had a lot of cool choreography and special effects. I heard it was a really awesome show to see. But she's still a newer artist, in her first couple years of mainstream popularity. She's still working on her trophy case, but she's got a few awards to her name already. Bewitched got that 2024 Grammy, but A Matter of Time was also nominated for the same award in 2026. Unfortunately, I can't tell you whether she won it or not because we're recording this before the Grammy episode, just to stay on top of things.
Right, we are.
I would presume that she was a front runner, and I would go so far as to predict that she won it.
Is that what you put on your sheet? Because I haven't even looked at your sheet. That's how early we're doing this.
And we're doing it even before we've called out our Grammy predictions. Yes, it is what I predicted for the Grammy. I'll spoil that one, so I hope I was right. But Laufey's also earned a pair of Icelandic Music Awards, an Icelandic Optimism Award, a President's Export Prize, and she was nominated for an MTV Video Music Award for her song Goddess. So, that's Laufey. That's the early days of her career. I'm glad she wasn't nominated for Album of the Year, because then what if she'd won it and we'd do 2 back-to-back, essentially, episodes on her? It'll be at least a year, thank goodness, before our next potential Laufey episode comes up. But anyway, let's see what the Mixtaper's got to say about some fact or spin.
I'm sure he's got something to say.
I know. These Icelandic artists, he finds a lot of good facts for them. Last time we were in Iceland, he talked about the lack of McDonald's and mosquitoes over in Iceland. That's what he mentioned last time. And Wolverine. And advice fairies.
He had a lot of very interesting facts.
That's so true. That was the Kaleo episode 119, way back in the archives at this point, which is wild because that feels pretty recent in my mind.
Hey, it's me, the Mixtaper.
Hello, Mixtaper. How are you doing today? Are you having any Valentine's Day plans this week?
Taking the Mixtaper out.
Ah, okay. What are you going to go do? Got dinner reservations?
Yeah, we have reservations at our typical spot.
Well, what's that?
I take her every Valentine's Day to get a nice pumpkin spice latte.
Is the spot your kitchen?
Starbucks.
Well, they're out of season.
Yeah, but I just go back there and make one.
Oh,
I do work there.
I see. Well, that makes sense. What a sweet Valentine's Day treat.
I believe it's canon. It's actually the one at the airport.
I think you're right. I think it's canon that you work at the airport Starbucks. And
Yeah. Me and the Mixtaper go to the airport to get a pumpkin spice latte out of season.
Wonderful. That's delightful.
Gotta go through TSA just to get coffee.
The things we do for love.
How much you know about Laufey?
Well, I think I just went through everything I know about Laufey. That's a reference to her first album. I'm sorry, you don't know that one.
I know it. Connor doesn't,
Oh,
but I do.
okay.
I'm a big Laufey fan.
I'm glad you're informed. I'm glad that someone on this podcast knew how to pronounce Laufey more than 20 minutes before the episode started.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh. You were a big Laufey fan until a few minutes ago then.
Are you ready for your first fact?
Oh, he's just saying first fact, not even supposedly true.
Oh, supposedly true fact?
Oh, I was going to say, that makes my job really easy. If it's just true. Yeah, I guess I'm ready for a supposedly.
And then on the next one, I'm just like, are you ready for your first spin?
I mean, you could do that, and if it worked, I don't know what the psychology would be on that one for the last 2 facts if you were telling the truth for the first 2. I don't know. We'll see. I'm ready for the first supposedly true fact. You can never assume anything. You know what they say about that. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. She has an alter ego and a sidekick.
An alter ego and a sidekick?
Yeah.
Like Bruce Wayne style.
Yeah. Or like, a Mixtaper style.
Well, or mixed, yeah.
Keep it in universe.
That's true.
Thanks for that. I'm already overshadowed by him enough in the mainstream media. Thought I was in a safe space on this podcast.
Yeah. Well,
Low blow.
who's Laufey's alter ego?
Well, I don't know how to pronounce anything anymore, so I'm scared. But we're going to go with Mei Mei.
Mei Mei?
Mimi?
How's it spelled?
Mei.
Oh, yeah, I would call that Mei Mei.
Yeah, well, I also would have called it Laufey, but here we are.
Yeah. Touche.
We can just throw random V's into it. For all I know, this is like pronounced Veve.
It's not a random V. The F just makes the V sound.
I don't know about all that. No F I've ever met.
Yeah. What about the F in the word leaf? I mean, it kind of turns to a V when there's two of them.
You just put a V. It gets kicked out of the word and replaced with a V. But that is close.
I'm trying to think of an example where the F makes a V sound.
I'm just not out meeting enough Fs, apparently.
What is Valentine's Day? Diversify has both a V and an F in it. How about that?
Oh, yeah, Mei Mei.
Mei Mei. Anyway, back on topic. Okay, so that's the alter ego. What's the sidekick?
Mei Mei.
Oh, is it the same person?
Yes.
I see.
Person is not necessarily the word I would have put there.
Okay, well, what is Mei Mei?
I think you mean who is Mei Mei?
Well, you said not a person.
Stuffed small bunny rabbits in cozy knit cardigans are people too.
They're stuffed small bunnies in cozy knit cardigans. And there's just one?
Yeah.
But how is it?
A small stuffed bunny named Mei Mei in a cozy knit cardigan.
Okay, how's that her alter ego?
Well, you see, that's her first. Let's just talk about how it's her sidekick.
Okay, but the alter ego, I'm confused. Go anyway. Sidekick.
We'll get there. Yeah, it's her own little personal mascot. She takes it around with her everywhere.
Yeah, love that. Love a good little crocheted bunny.
And she also sells it as like official merch.
Oh, fun. So everyone could have a little Mei Mei.
Yeah. And then it's also her alter ego in terms of music publishing.
Really? How do you mean? Like that's her publishing entity?
No, just that she'll release alternative versions of her songs under Mei Mei's name instead of her own.
Why would she do that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That's what I said, isn't it?
It is. I'm confused.
I guess just to keep her versions of the song kind of lumped together. I don't know.
That's really interesting. So, is this available? Like, is Mei Mei on Spotify? Can I go stream the Mei Mei versions?
Of course, Mei. Of course. Mei Mei is a verified artist on Spotify. All right?
Okay.
But don't look it up.
I'm not looking it up. Because that'd be cheating. And these are like verified, like, what are these, demos, work tapes? Are they alternate versions, remixes?
Yeah, I think they're just remixes, just like alternate versions. I've not listened to any of them, so I don't know how they compare.
Right. Fair enough. Well, I'm believing the stuffed rabbit. Totally on board with that.
Mm-hmm.
Using the stuffed rabbit's name as a publishing thing to be a verified artist on Spotify other than yourself. I mean, I don't know. Should we be listening to the Mei Mei version of these things? Does that make us cooler, more in the know?
I think Mei Mei should be a spin cycle.
Oh, maybe. Ha! Mei Mei be. Okay, I'll bite. I'll say this one's true. You did tell me right at the beginning that this was our first fact.
It appears it's mainly instrumental versions.
Okay. I was going to say, you'd have to be pretty bold to try and sneak any publishing secrets past me, I think. I don't know. I'm just guessing this is probably true.
Think it's true?
I think so.
You really came full circle on that one.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sound like it's a publishing thing so much as it's just a different, like, Spotify profile, different artist situation. We've had artists do that before. When they get into, I mean, we just talked the other week about the Highwaymen in a supergroup.
True.
Like, Highwaymen is a different entity on DSPs than their names. I don't know.
This is a true fact.
A true fact. Who's Mei Mei?
In fact, Mei Mei has their own version of this album called Bewitched, the Goddess Edition.
Well, yeah, that's the deluxe version of...
Yeah.
But they're instrumentals.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I see Mei Mei the Bunny, A Matter of Time instrumentals, and everything I know about love. Oh, wow.
Verified artist.
This is fantastic.
I think it'd be cool to do a spin cycle or just like a piece of subcon about Mei Mei.
It's true. It's just Laufey music instrumentally.
Maybe a backtrack where we determine if we should have done Mei Mei's version instead.
Ridiculous. Maybe. That's awesome. Hold on. Let me click play on some of this.
Mei Mei also has a book.
Your favorite artist's favorite bunny. Pre-order my children's book. Wait.
Yeah.
No, it's not all instrumental.
Uh-oh.
It's Alvin and the Chipmunkified.
Oh my gosh. Is it? Which one should I click on?
I'm listening to From the Start.
Oh yeah, but that one doesn't say instrumental. It just says From the Start sped up.
Oh, maybe it's both. Maybe it's all of them.
Wow.
Yeah, here's the instrumental From the Start. Dude, I'm going to start putting these on all the time. This is going to be my new work music, my study music, Laufey instrumentals.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Mei Mei, get on my Spotify Wrapped.
Mei Mei, mine. But yeah, Mei Mei has a book, Mei Mei the Bunny, coming April 21st, 2026. April 21st, 2026. That's like right before Duke Ellington's birthday.
That's amazing. Happy early birthday, Duke Ellington.
Apparently, Mei Mei's a little bunny with big dream. She wants to make the world happy with her music. Her first recital at the Opera House, hilarious,
Wow.
is approaching, and she's been practicing harder than any bunny ever has, but the butterflies in her stomach flit and flutter. When Mei Mei plays the wrong note in front of everyone, will she be able to find the melody money to make it right. And then I can pre-order the book, get my Mei Mei, or enter the site.
That's amazing.
The book is $18.99, 32 pages. Oh yeah, look at this. I get my little Mei Mei for $45, or a Mei Mei the Bunny bag charm for $35. It's an expensive bag charm. The stuffed animal's not bad. You get the little card and everything. Oh, it's sold out though. Mei Mei's sold out.
Man, popular bunny. What a cool sidekick.
I know. I mean, it's no gopher, but
It's no gopher. True.
I was a little worried that you knew about Mei Mei.
No, the name sounded familiar, but I don't know if I knew anything about Mei Mei. That's so cool.
But now you do.
Now I do. That's everything I know about Mei Mei.
Hope it's pronounced Mei Mei. We've said it a lot.
Well, who can blame us? It's fine. Let me just follow Mei Mei on Spotify.
Are you ready for your first spin?
Maybe. Wow. Oh, you're doing it. You're really doing the thing. Huh. Wow, that's going to be psychological torture. I'm almost not ready for it. I just want to keep looking at it and listening to this bunny. Okay, now I'm ready. You better believe, though, I'm going to keep playing the instrumentals while we're doing Factor Spin and into the episode. Just to keep my head in the Laufey headspace.
In the Mei Mei headspace.
Yeah, some would say they're the same. That was the best first fact I could have imagined for the Laufey episode. How precious.
Well, we're gonna get a little less precious here with our next fact.
A little less precious? I'm sorry, it's our first spin.
Yeah.
Not to correct you
It is
at
our
your
first
own
spin.
game. Oh, I'm trying to stay in my lane, but this is our first spin.
Yeah, we're about to have a little bit of a sugar sweet clapback.
a sugar sweet clapback? What even does that...
She gave a sugar sweet clapback. That's our next fact, or our next spin.
Thank you. Man, you're going to keep messing that up. A sugar sweet clapback. Is she like trying to insult someone nicely or trying to be kind to someone and it goes wrong?
Very politely. Yeah, just kind of clapping back at somebody. Very politely.
She seems to be one of the politest people in the world. She's a very gentle vibe.
Yeah, she had a bit of a spicy streak, though. Yeah, she was clapping back with a little bit of honeyed sarcasm.
Honeyed sarcasm. Who are you? What?
Just saying what I have to say.
Well, before we get to the clapback, what's the clap?
Somebody in a coffee shop said, and I quote, Laufey's music has become unlistenable.
It's become unlistenable?
Yep.
They said that. Did they know she was there? Did they say that to her?
No, they were just like talking to their friend. Little did they know Laufey was in that same coffee shop.
Right in front of them?
In front of them at a table next to, I don't know, a line or a table, but just in the coffee shop.
Close enough that she could hear him.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, what was their criticism? I mean, did they just not like the new stuff?
Yeah, just that it was unlistenable.
Well, they're wrong, first of all, but second of all,
I assume it's maybe about the new stuff. Since they said it had become unlistenable, it just means they didn't like the new stuff.
yeah, that's fair. Well, what's the clap back? She hears this. That'd be kind of hard to hear. What would you even say? Would you even acknowledge them? I feel like I wouldn't.
Oh, she did.
With honeyed sarcasm. Did she say, I agree with you?
She said, quote, I'm so sorry. I try my best.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. Imagine being those people. Imagine just sitting there. Oh, you'd remember that moment for the rest of forever. That'd be your, like, 2 truths and a lie fact for years.
I got sugar sweet clapbacked by Laufey.
Wow. Her honeyed sarcasm.
And everybody's like, are you having a stroke? What does that mean?
Yeah, she hit me with a sugar sweet clapback. That is very sweet. It's very, very funny, very, very quick-witted. What did they say in response? Were they flustered?
Oh, yeah, they just kind of froze, dumbfounded, that they were being confronted by the person they were just gossiping about.
Trying my best. That's awesome. I would re-become a fan. If I was kind of on the way out and she was around and heard me say that or like did that to me, I'd have to be like, okay, well, you got me. I'd have to become a fan again.
But you would never say that.
No, I don't think I would. I mean, I've liked everything she's put out. And to say it's become unlistenable is wild because she does largely have a very similar style throughout everything. Like, I don't know. It feels like she hasn't become much of anything yet. It's been 3 albums and she's kind of doing the same thing that she's great at. But what do I know? Well, you said this is our first spin. So, as fun as this is, I'm going to have to say spin because I want that point.
Oh, so you think I didn't play any reverse psychology? Just told it straight up.
Yeah, of course. You wouldn't lie to me. It's Valentine's Day.
About that. I hate to break it to you.
What?
I'm so sorry to tell you this. But this is a true
Ah,
fact!
rats. But you lied to me. That's hilarious, though. How often do you think those 2 friends discuss Laufey? That was probably the first time in, like, forever they'd ever talked about her.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Where do we want to go next? Let's see.
You know, I think the Mixtaper's facts are unfactable lately.
Wow. Well, that's awkward because our next fact, she had a Cinderella moment.
A Cinderella moment. Like she stepped out of a shoe?
Correct.
Or her pumpkin became a car?
The first one.
Okay, well, we can dream. Well, why did she step out of her shoe? Was she at a ball?
Well, she was on stage performing. She was wearing her vintage Mary Jane shoes.
I don't know what that means. Go on.
Oh.
I hear Mary Jane and I think Spider-Man and then marijuana. In that order.
That's a good order to think about them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a style shoe. But anyway, yeah, she's just like, up on stage performing, and the shoe slips off, and into the crowd it goes.
Oh, no. That's like the thing that you said Cher tried to do with her shoe cannon, but she just did it for real. Does the fan in the crowd return the shoe? I mean, I assume it goes into the crowd and not just towards the crowd.
Yeah, it goes into the crowd, and she finishes the song, actually.
Ooh, brava.
Tries not to let it phase her too much, but then after the song finishes, she goes, "If anyone out there is my prince, could you please bring me my shoe?"
Hilarious.
And somebody like holds it up and gets it back, and she puts it back on, and it's a little bit of a Cinderella story.
How sweet.
Sorry, her exact quote was, "If anybody out there is my prince, please send me my lost slipper." That's what she said.
Man, she's quick on her feet again. A lot of the aesthetics of A Matter of Time feel very Cinderella-y. It's like pastel blues and fairy godmother style, like the clocks and the midnights. I get it. Here's the problem with the whole Cinderella thing. If her shoe fits so perfectly, how'd it come off?
That's, shoes weren't made to run in. When you're Russian.
Isn't it some kind of Germanic fairy tale, though? A little farther west.
I knew you were going to make a joke like that.
Hilarious. I believe this. I like this Cinderella moment. You said this one was a fact already, right? And you wouldn't lie to me about that a second time. So I think this is true.
This is a spin.
Oh.
I lied to you again.
Why would you do that?
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? So you kind of have yourself to blame for that one.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I was just picturing, her as Cinderella and Mei Mei as like a little mice. I don't know who the fairy godmother would be.
Mei Mei.
Also Mei Mei.
They're all Mei Mei. Oops, all Mei Meis.
Okay, well, I've still got a chance to go 50-50. I don't know.
Cinderella was Connor's favorite Disney princess as a child.
Really?
Yeah, he liked how the mice called her Cinderella.
That tracks. I could imagine that being the only reason he likes Cinderella more than the rest.
Well, that and he likes blues, so her dress was pretty.
Oh, that makes sense.
Also, it gave him unrealistic expectations about what could happen with pumpkins.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Between that and the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, he was quite confused.
Really expected more from them.
Well, you ready for your final spin?
No, that's going to come at the end of the episode. But I'm ready for the next one, I guess. I'm not going to try and let myself get tripped up. Can't we just rewind? Can we go back in time to when I had just discovered Mei Mei the Bunny and I didn't want to leave that first fact? I got it right and everything was right with the world.
We can't go back in time, but we can continue forward. That's inevitable. The passage of time.
That's true. It's a matter of time.
But what can help you with that passing of time is if you have a little twin telepathy and a secret musical language.
Ooh! You're saying she and her twin have a secret musical language?
Yeah.
What's their musical language like? I mean, I guess it's a secret. You might not know all the ins and outs.
Just that they would hum harmonies and melodies at one another and apparently communicate via that. And nobody really understood what they were saying to one another, but they got it. So they would just communicate via music.
That's pretty cool. What else? What else do they talk about? Why do they need a secret language?
I mean, it's just something I think kids do. We used to have our own secret language.
That's true.
I still remember some of them.
I think most of them I've forgotten.
I just remember there was snapping involved too.
That's not as cool as a musical language, though.
No, it's not.
Although that's kind of just a song. Music already is sort of a language already, just inherently.
That's what they say.
I'm paranoid now. I'm paranoid because I've missed two.
Yeah, I mean, the best you can hope for is 50-50 at this point.
I think this is a fact. No.
Ooh.
Walking it back, I think it's a spin. The identical twin thing is fun. This could be true, but I could also see you learning about an identical twin and thinking twin telepathy would be an easy one to get by. Secret languages, obvious twin thing. She's already quadrilingual.
So you're going spin, just to be clear.
I'm going spin.
I told you it was a spin, and it was not a fact. It is a spin.
Oh, there we go. Saved the 50-50 at the last second.
You almost threw it.
That's a sugar sweet comeback, baby. Yeah, it's just when there's an identical twin in the picture, that felt like a low-hanging fruit for factor spin.
Yeah, it was. But there's not a lot of opportunity to pick that specific fruit, so I had to, no matter how low it was.
Of course. I understand,
It's a fruit.
Growing up with Connor,
We're not twins.
you probably got compared to identical twins all the time. No, you're not twins. I'm just saying.
Connor and I we met in college.
Interesting. I didn't know that. What, you say Connor went to Evil College?
I don't know if that goes against any canon, but no. I was a transferent to Evil College. I did all of my introductory, just basic courses at a community college with Connor.
I see.
And I went to Evil College. He went to engineering college.
I was just saying, maybe growing up around twins kind of gave you unrealistic expectations for twins in the same way that Connor got too excited about pumpkins.
That is possible.
Well, Mixtaper, I hope you enjoy your trip to the airport and your Valentine's Day, all the fun Valentine's-y activities that go along with it. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, there he goes. And while he was spinning, I don't know what Connor did. Let's find out. Welcome back.
I got myself some banana pudding.
Oh, that's delicious. What a fun little thing to go get.
Yeah, I love banana pudding.
Did you hear I pulled it back to 50-50?
I did.
Pretty happy with that.
I thought you were going to blow it on that last one, but you switched it up last second.
Thank goodness. Well, let's talk about this album cover.
The Mei Mei discovery is like the best part of the episode.
Definitely a big fan of that. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That's the best part of the episode so far. We've still got a lot of songs to talk about.
You're right. Up next, the new best part of the episode, talking about the album art.
That's right. It's Laufey on the floor in a sparkly, shiny getup. Big old star. Honestly, I almost said earring, but it's certainly not. That's not attached to her ear. It's way over on her shoulder. It looks like more it's attached to her hat/hairpiece.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be, I don't know, in the hair?
Maybe?
But that's going to be like built into the dress.
Oh, maybe it's built onto the shoulder of the dress.
Yeah, that's because of how the bottom 2 points like disappear into the dress. Either that or they're like stabbing into her.
I hope not.
Because the points are not there.
Oh, pain is beauty. No, beauty is pain. The other way around.
So yeah, I think that's like built into the shoulders of the dress. The straps of the dress.
Makes sense. Or they stuck it there for this. I can't imagine walking around with stars sticking out like parallel to each other on your shoulder blades.
Sounds like you don't have much of an imagination.
Okay, well, I guess I can imagine it. I just can't imagine choosing to do it. I guess I always assumed it was an earring, but now that I'm really closely examining it, looking at the position of her ear and the lack of one hanging down on the other side, pretty wild.
Yeah.
I love that big headpiece, though. It's very shiny.
Yeah.
The whole album cover just has this kind of dreamy haze to it. It's cool. Do you feel bewitched?
The star shirt got me bewitched.
It got you bewitched. Well, good. Now let's talk about this album, the next best part of the episode.
Track 1.
That's right. We won't talk about Bewitched the song until much later. But until then, we can be a dreamer.
Won't you just let me be a dreamer?
I'd let you. So, Mr. Jazzy Connor.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if Jazzy Connor's back for this episode.
Jazzy Connor reporting for duty.
Oh, good. How'd you feel about Dreamer? Was that your first Laufey song?
I think so.
Well, I love Dreamer. I mean, we start off with those really tight harmonies. Sounds pretty vintage, almost like a 1940s or 30s song.
Very vintage. Yeah.
She's got such a rich voice. And that's the thing we could say, throughout the whole album. But Dreamer, it's just a classic piano ballad. It feels like something you could hear Sinatra singing. And I love that. It feels timeless.
And no boy's gonna be so smart as to try and pierce my porcelain heart.
Yeah, no boy's gonna kill the dreamer in her.
No boy's gonna kill the dreamer in me. Little Alice in Wonderland reference, falling down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
The old-timey feel, the instrumentation.
What about it?
Sorry, what did I say?
You just said the old-timey feel of the instrumentation, ...
Oh, it's just great.
Yeah, it really is. It's just the best. But if you move on to track 2.
It's our new favorite part of the episode.
Well, no, it's not our new favorite part of the episode. This one's just the second best.
Oh, that's a shame.
Isn't it? Second best is up next. I think it's fantastic to put second best at track 2. Brilliant track ordering. Second best is beautiful. It's another soft, slow, understated sort of song. But the whole kicker is you were my everything. I was your second best. It's a heartbroken song. It's Happy Valentine's Day. About this person that she was really invested in and she didn't get what she gave. And they walked away, and this song is kind of coping with the pain and the loss of that.
I like second best, the first best so far.
I kind of figured you would, and I think same for me.
Nightingale singing half-hearted lullabies.
That's pretty awesome. You swung me around in that midsummer dance, held me in close as you thought of your past. Ugh, This guy's not moved on enough. Laufey, he doesn't deserve you. Maybe when I've walked a little further into my life, fallen in love and left you behind, but I'm still a little in love with this mess. You were my everything, I'm just your second best. Beautiful lyricism. And she delivers everything so well.
It's so well done.
Yeah, so well done that it haunts you. Haunted is up next, and honestly, it feels like a suitable follow-up to Second Best. Dreamer's a little resolute. No boy's gonna pierce my heart. No boy's gonna kill the dreamer. But then also, Second Best, I'm still mourning this relationship. Haunted, this guy comes and goes, and his presence lingers like a ghost when he vanishes. These are all gonna be love songs like this.
Well, of course.
I'm just saying, you'll hear some lyrical thematic similarities. I like Haunted, but the melody never sticks with me as much. Haunted is one that I only get into when I'm listening to it. I don't come back to it very much.
Yeah, I feel that. It is really cool though in the moment. One more kiss, wine stained lips. It is very haunting.
Yeah, and it's kind of simple, honestly. Only 2 big chunks of verse. That's nice.
Yeah, but the music, the instrumentation, the way it builds.
Yeah, there's kind of a good tension in there.
Yeah. And then it just builds into this full sound.
That's true. I like that all these songs are a good length. They're not short, but they're slow, and so they don't feel long.
They're a great length for an instrumental version. Talking about you, Mei Mei.
That's right. Are you ranking the Mei Mei version or the Laufey version?
I mean, why not both?
Why not both, I guess, yeah.
No, I like Laufey's version.
Oh, me too. I love Must Be Love. I think it's got a great melody there. She keeps talking about, look at all these symptoms, look at all this stuff I'm going through. There's only one explanation for all these things. Must be love.
Must be love.
Can't get back up, can't think right, too tongue-tied.
Can't be anything else.
Must be love. Traffic doesn't faze me anymore. Everything's different when you fall in love. I think it's great. I think this is the first real full-on love song we've seen on this album. There's no heartache, there's no heartbreak, there's no past relationship, there's no concern. This is just, I'm in love and I'm happy about it.
Yeah. Again, just very soft.
Yes, but not flimsy. Soft but supported.
No, absolutely.
Beautiful melody. And I feel the same about While You Were Sleeping. There's a little bit more guitar in this one. While You Were Sleeping kind of edges towards the pop side of pop jazz.
Let's say, yeah, there's a little more.
But there's still some really interesting chord shapes in there that I'm really liking. It describes the moment that you fall in love with somebody. Overnight, it just, bam, hits you one day like a ton of bricks. And sometimes you can pinpoint that exact moment when you go from liking someone to falling in love with someone. And it's like, oh, caught the feelings.
Yep.
And she kind of echoes the same sentiments as Must Be Love. I don't recognize myself. I'm dancing down the street, smiling to strangers. She's like, when did this change happen in me? I trace it all back to 3:30 a.m. Oof. That's an early time.
That is a very early time.
That's a strange time to fall in love with someone. I would make sure you still love that person at 9 a.m. if you feel it first at 3:30 a.m.
Wake up the next day. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, don't act on that until a few hours later. But wow, what a beautiful... your brain sometimes at night just goes, So maybe that's a good time to have a revelation, when you're the most honest with yourself.
I really like the melody on this one. The boom. It did sound a little familiar, but I've not heard this. It's just the instrumentals reminded me of something.
Yeah, it's a familiar waltz tempo sort of song. It kind of sounds like Sabrina Carpenter and the end of Coincidence? You remember from Short and Sweet.
Yes. It does kind of sound like that.
But only in the chords. The rest, the tempo, the sound, the everything else is real different.
Yes, it is.
Then, we've had all these good symptoms of love. Here's how I'm different because I am in love. Then we get lovesick, feeling sick after love walks out. Someone leaves, and suddenly there's deathly silence, and I'm just haunted, and I'd be mourning. It's not even a song of someone actually walking out. It's just a song about fearing someone will leave. Let me in your atmosphere. I fear that I'll love you so much you'll slip away. Dreams or nightmares in my bed. It feels like the relationship has ended or is ending. It feels more tangible than just a hypothetical fear.
Yeah, I agree.
Lovesick has a great chorus, though. So far, this song has racked up the most Spotify plays of the 6 tracks we've covered to this point.
I can see why.
Yeah.
When the gold rays fell on your skin. It's another one. It reminds me of an Adele song. The way it builds in that minor key.
True. I definitely get some Adele from this. Good. I never thought about that, but that's true.
See? I come with good insights.
Naturally. Yeah, her delivery on the gold rays hits every time.
Yeah.
I think it kind of makes sense to assume the person walked out in Lovesick, because then that makes the transition into California and Me very natural.
Mm-hmm.
That's another song about somebody who walks out. It's a person who, much like the guy in Second Best, can't get over his ex, can't stop thinking about the past. You left me and the ocean for your old flame. So wicked to leave California and me. Awesome hook. Awesome idea. And it's her second time working with the Philharmonia Orchestra. So you know those instrumentals are going to be beautiful. From that opening piano to the last note.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously isn't as good as Lovesick. So to me, its position on the album made me, on one listen, maybe not appreciate it as much as it sounds like you do.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think that's just because of what I just came off of.
True. Well, other than the main hook of like California and Me kind of being a clever little play on things, these lyrics are all pretty straightforward. Lovesick uses a lot of lyrical tricks and quirks. California and Me doesn't. Mm-hmm. You don't have to hide it. I know why you went. Said you needed space. I know better than that. It's all very literal, except I guess for some personification in there. The mountains of LA will weep through the night. I don't know, but I love the last verse on California and Me. What a heartacre. I imagine you holding her in your arms, laughing about how I thought that you were the one. Yikes. How brutal.
Yikes, indeed.
Sucks to be this guy, though. I mean, what a fool you've been, sir. It's a good track. I think California and Me is really beautiful. And I think the perfect way to get out of a mood like California and Me is to follow it up with an instrumental interlude.
Interlude.
For solo piano.
Tasty ludes.
I love Nocturne. It is such a little sampling, so many little echoes and interpolations of songs from the record that we have heard in these first 8 and that we haven't even heard yet, too. There's little snippets of Bewitched and later tracks in there, too. Nocturne is a really awesome not centerpiece in terms of like, it's the thing on the album, but it's literally placed here in the center. It's a good midpoint for the album to take this little instrumental breather, Mei Mei style.
I'm a big fan of an instrumental. You know this.
I do know this.
I do think the piano was my favorite part of this instrumental. I think it's meant to be.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's about the only thing that's there. What's interesting is, I've just now looked up, because I was like, if this is an instrumental song on the album, what does Mei Mei do with it?
Is it sped up?
No, it's just the exact same. So this song kind of is by Mei Mei, and we didn't even know it.
Wow. Secret Mei Mei.
Secret Mei Mei. I think it's great. Then we get to Promise, the second most popular song on the album. We're in for a heck of a back-to-back here with Promise and From the Start.
Yeah, we are.
Laufey says, Promise is a song about that one person you just can't quite let go of. The person you promise yourself you'll stop communicating with, but always go back to. It's a piano ballad written in the form of a story that develops with every verse, starting with a promise to cut ties with a lover, and ending with the inevitable return. It hurts to be something, it's worse to be nothing with you, she sings in the first verse. Brutally heartbreaking.
That is pretty brutal.
I feel like so many people can relate to this situation or understand this circumstance of just like going back to a situation that wasn't the best because it was something. I didn't call you for 16 long days and I should get a cigarette for so much restraint. No matter how long I resist temptation, I'll always lose. Wow. And then in the final verse, yeah, I broke my promise and I called you. There's the promise to cut contact, the long waiting period in the middle, then the broken promise. It's a really compelling song structure. I love Promise. It's surprising to me that it's the second most popular, but it is such a well-made song. It's one of the slowest ballad moments on the album.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that that sentiment is so identifiable, you know?
Yeah, this song's connecting with the youth.
I think that's what heightens it.
Plus, it's just pretty. I don't know.
It's very pretty.
But up next is the album's biggest hit, the first single, the first I had heard of Laufey, From the Start. Fitting that it was the start of my knowledge of her, honestly. It, too, gets a little more into the pop side of things. A little bossa nova kind of vibe.
Oh, yeah, bossa nova. That's a good way to describe it.
Uh-huh. Yes. Critics say that From the Start is a playful mix of old sounds with modern lyrics, and Laufey calls it the ultimate friends to lovers song for all your delusional daydreams. Heart emoticon. Yeah, it's fair. The friends to lovers thing is a very popular trope.
It sure is.
She put out From the Start after her performance with the Iceland Symphony Orchestra in 2023, and it rocketed its way to 1 million streams within 24 hours. Iconic. The song ended up at number 19 on the Icelandic charts, number 1 on the Bubbling Under Hot 100 in the US, and it charted in Canada, New Zealand, Singapore, and the UK. It's certified 2 times platinum stateside, and it's just so pretty. The burning pain, listening to you harp on about some new soulmate, she's so perfect, blah, blah, blah. How I wish you'd wake up, run to me, confess your love. Oh, man. This is the Valentine's Day song of this album. I mean, this one and While You Were Sleeping and stuff. I don't know, but From the Start feels like the big ticket love song. Cupid walks right through and shoots an arrow through my heart. What more could you want on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, that's true. It is pretty much like the whole wish.
And she kind of does some, like, not scat in here, but she does some syllables, some singing through syllables, which is pretty brave, I'll be honest, but very jazzy.
Yeah, she pulls it off.
Yes, she does, because she's got a great voice. She's just got some great lyrics in here.
Yeah.
Lying on my bed, staring into the blue, unrequited, terrifying. Wow. And she says she sounds like a loon. That's a very rare comparison. I just love From the Start.
Yeah, I can get why it would be the #1 single and a lot of people's first introduction.
Yeah. Well, now a song, though, after From the Start, a song I'm very interested to get your take on. It's called Misty. It's a cover. You recognize this one?
I sure do.
We talked about Ray Stevens' version back on episode 91. We covered good old Ragsdale's cover. Laufey crushes it. But this song is much older than Ray Stevens, as I'm sure we talked about then, and we'll talk about again now. Misty was written as an instrumental piece back in 1954 by Errol Garner, and Johnny Burke added lyrics to it a little later. The first major release of the song that had words was by Johnny Mathis in 1959, and it was one of his biggest hits. The RIAA, who is the association that certifies albums gold and platinum in the United States, you know, the RIAA named Misty the 174th best song of the century.
Yeah.
And it's a cool story. Errol Garner was descending on an airplane into Chicago's O'Hare Airport, and he looked out the window. He saw a rainbow through the clouds, this misty haze, and he started miming piano keys on his legs, composing this song in his head on the spot, which is awesome. And it's become a real jazz standard. In addition to Ray Stevens and Johnny Mathis, big names like Aretha Franklin, Marty Roberts, Count Basie, Bing Crosby, and Ella Fitzgerald have all tackled Misty. So how did Laufey do? How's she compare to your boy?
She did a good version, but it's no Ray Stevens.
It's definitely not as country as his rearrangement, that's for sure.
Yeah, I like his country arrangement.
This version sounds so different, I hardly even realized that it was the same song as the Ray Stevens one.
Yeah, same. I mean, I when I saw the title was what clued it in for me, but yeah, I wouldn't have recognized it otherwise.
Maybe some of the distinct lyrics, like as helpless as a kitten up a tree. Why would I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful cover. And this is what I love about Laufey. This song is 70 years old, and now millions of contemporary listeners are kind of getting exposed to it. Most for the first time, I would guess, that find her from TikTok or from other places. A lot of people in the younger generation are picking up jazz standards through her, in the same way that Michael Bublé kind of brought that stuff to the forefront, and a few other artists that we've talked about. It's just great. I like her cover. Jury's out on whether I liked Ray Stevens or Laufey's better. They're just so different. Feels a little apples and orangey.
Definitely. Jury came back very quickly for me.
I will let you know when she covers The Streak. I do think Ray will probably have an edge on that one, but for now, Misty will have to be our comparison point. What did you think about Serendipity? Everything is serendipitous. Life is happy coincidences. Serendipity, I mean, by the Spotify plays, ends up being the least popular track with lyrics on the album.
Yeah, I like it though.
Me too. It's another one of those waltz time sort of songs. The 3/4. It's kind of refreshing to have an album with so many songs in different time signatures. I think we cover a lot of stuff that's just straight fours all the way through. And so it's nice to have a little break in that.
I feel like we've covered other songs that tackle the same message as Letter to My 13-Year-Old Self.
Oh.
Haven't we? Maybe we haven't covered it on this part, but it's the title reminds me of another track.
Maybe a little bit. I mean, we've covered other songs that are kind of formatted as letters, but I don't actually know if we've covered any that are directly speaking to your past self. There might be a few, but that's track 13, and I think it's so smart to put this at track 13. Letter to My 13-Year-Old Self, just like second best at number 2. I think she's really just, when the track order is applicable, she's clearly very intentional about it, and I think that's fun.
Yeah.
This song is really emotional and really beautiful. It's one of the most personal, obviously, songs on the album, and definitely one of the most vulnerable moments, but also one of the most encouraging. Laufey said, I was just thinking about the really cool things that I've gotten in the past few months, and how a younger version of myself, a 13-year-old version of myself, would have been so excited that I get to do these things. I was such an awkward, sheltered kid. I felt really foreign and loud and weird, and growing up in Iceland was fun, but I had grown up partially in America, and I was half Chinese, so I looked and felt different, and I was an orchestra nerd and a cello player. I felt so different, and I wanted to be a singer, but I didn't really know how I'd be able to break out. She said, this song also serves as a reminder that no matter how old you are, there is no such thing as limitations. Your limitations will actually be strengths strengths, and the things that I was most worried about when I was 13 are the things that I kind of attest to my success.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, isn't it? For a lot of people.
It is, yeah.
That thing that you're made fun of for or whatever becomes the thing that you're special for later.
It's true. I really feel like The Ugly Duckling is such an applicable story.
Yeah.
I feel like we really got to teach the younger generation that one hard because it's tough. It's tough to feel like you're on the outs. But man, that life really does turn on a dime. You get to a certain age and it clicks. You get it. And kids never believe that. Kids never think it's going to change like that. But it does every time. It's beautiful. It's a great way to kind of get us towards the end of this album, to ease us to the final track and the title track, Bewitched.
You know a song that I think would be a really good song for Laufey to do?
What would be one?
I could see her doing a really haunting and pretty version of Baby of Mine from Dumbo.
Dumbo?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not even familiar enough.
Oh.
I've seen Dumbo, of course, but it's been a while.
It's one of my favorite Disney ballads.
Whoa.
It's just so haunting.
The Mixtaper was telling us all about how you like Cinderella. He did leave off Dumbo.
Yeah. I don't know if we've ever talked about Dumbo.
Like you and I in life ever? I honestly don't think so.
Oh, I meant me and the Mixtaper, but...
Oh, maybe both.
Dumbo, it's just such a haunting and amazing song, and I just think it's perfect for Laufey.
Maybe she will be able to do the song in the animated version of the live-action Disney reboot. You know it's coming. Give it 5 years.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, Dumbo aside, up last, the title track, Bewitched.
Title track.
Bewitched is a beautiful song. I mean, you've heard trace amounts of it already on Nocturne. They sneak it in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a really cute music video, and it's certified gold in the US. I love Bewitched. What a great namesake for this album. And an incredible love song. Feels like another Cinderella moment. You wrote me a note, cast a spell on my heart, and bewitched me.
Yes.
Except Cinderella got fairy godmothered. The strings are so beautiful on this. Great arrangement, great orchestration, and great chord progression. There's a little turn to a major chord at the end of the chorus that I really love.
I think Bewitched is a song that would be... There's a couple people I think could do a really cool version of Bewitched.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm thinking of a lot of songs that would be cool for Laufey to do, but I also think Bewitched is a song that other artists... Like, a lot of these songs I don't think work with other artists, but Bewitched is one I think could.
Yeah, I can see it. Like who?
I don't know. That's what I was sitting here thinking about. Part of me thinks like a male artist could do a really cool version of this.
Okay.
I don't know who. It's not coming to me, but it's on the tip of my tongue.
Well, if that's all your thoughts on Bewitched the song, guess we should get into some final spin and talk about Bewitched the album. I love this one. I think this is a great introduction to Laufey. I think it's a really well done album. I don't get into the pop jazz genre too much, but I like it. I like it a lot. And I think this is a great contemporary jazz situation. Like, she blends jazz and pop sensibilities really effortlessly. It doesn't feel unnatural when she leans heavily into one or the other. She can cover a jazz standard from the 50s and it sounds just as natural as a song that she wrote 2 years ago. It's awesome, giving the music a 90. Jazz chords are so rich and so full. The orchestra and the string parts are always awesome. How often do we have an album that was recorded with a live orchestra behind it? It's not a ton. Given the lyrics in 87, I love a good love song. I'm a cheesy guy. I'm a sucker for a good love song. And she sprinkles in bits of personality too. On Letter to My 13-Year-Old Self, like, you just feel her heart coming through in a lot of these lyrics. And that's cool. So an 87 on the lyrics. Instruments and production, 88. She's a great instrumentalist. I kind of wish we had a little more of the cello on this album. I wanted to hear what she could do. But I really have no complaints about the instrumentation or production quite at all. Overall vibe, giving it a 90. Kind of a modern classic. I like it a lot. So I'm giving the overall score for Bewitched an 89.9, which lands it at number 109.
Ooh, just barely. Barely not top 100.
Just barely out of that top hundo. It's above Lana Del Rey's Born to Die, and it's below Pep by Lights.
Wow.
Yeah, real different album there too. I think the slowest song on Pep is probably the fastest song on Bewitched. I think there's pretty much no overlap in tempo between the two records. How about you, Jazzy Connor? How was this 14-course meal?
Jazzy Connor is stuffed.
Stuffed. Yeah, you've been eating good, I'm sure.
I never knew I wanted a 14-course meal until this album came along.
Uh-huh.
This album's It's no surprise. I gorged. Gouged? Gorged.
Gouge just for the eyes, gorge just for the stomach.
Yep. I gorged on this album, so I have to give it 9 secret Mei Meis out of 10.
Secret Mei Mei's. Classic. But man, 9 is solid. I knew you'd give it a 9. I was so excited to bring this to you. I was like, he needs to know about Laufey. How long until I can bring him Laufey? I mean, I sat on this for a long time. Months.
Awesome.
Months and months. Since July.
Oh, wow.
I know. Half a year.
My top 3 in album order.
Good luck on a top 3.
Yeah, it's rough. I can't believe I have to do this, but no, we're going to do it that way. I'm giving my first top 3 to second best.
Oh, wow. What a first top 3. What an ironic pick.
Yes. And then we're going to follow it up with Lovesick.
Wow. Oh, wow. Big, sad jump.
Yeah, a big sad jump, but necessary jump, because then we're honorable mentioning Promise.
Beautiful song.
And then finally rounding it out with From the Start.
Wow. Good round out pick. But leaving Misty out and Bewitched.
Well, of course I was leaving Misty out.
I know.
And I just ran out of room for Bewitched.
That's true, you did.
And I'm torn here on my playlist pick.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I really like the rhythm and melody of Second Best, but I think I have to give it. I gotta give it to Lovesick.
Whoa.
I just like the way it builds up on that minor and the way she hits things like when she hits that chorus.
True. Oh, it's so well done. I think my playlist pick. Oh, you're taking Lovesick. Torn between From the Start and Bewitched.
Yeah, just like the way she hits when the gold rays. I mean, gotta take Lovesick.
I think I'm taking From the Start. Basic pick, I know, but it's the one I discovered Laufey with, and it's again, Cupid with his arrows. It's the perfect Valentine's Day song. It balances the big ballad of Lovesick well, as well. The bossa nova of it. Can't get over it. Oh, we didn't talk about where in your 9s it goes, though.
Oh, of course. My 9s, it's going... I don't think I'm always going to be in the mood for this is the problem.
It's a little mood dependent.
I'll be honest, I think I'm going to find myself more often in the mood for the Mei Mei versions because like you said, you just put it on as background music while you're working or whatever. Some instrumental.
Oh, but her voice.
I know. I'm going to put it a very weird place. Putting it in a very weird place.
Okay.
Putting it right between... Paranoid by Black Sabbath and Private Dancer by Tina Turner.
That's an unbelievably weird place. You know, it might be Valentine's Day, but what's love got to do with it? I mean, you said this one's obviously getting a 9, but that is a fairly low 9.
Yeah, it is a lower 9 than maybe I thought it was going to be.
But I get it. You got a lot of good stuff above it, too. Well, I think that does it for this Valentine's episode. Hope you've got some good Valentine's Day plans lined up. Audience, maybe treat your beloved to this episode of Spin It. Don't do that. Do something else, too. I mean, you probably should. But anyway, whatever you do, you can find us on social media. That's a thing you can do.
Yeah.
At Spin It Pod Official on Instagram and at Spin It Pod on X. And of course, our website is www.spinitpod.com.
Tell a friend about the podcast.
Ooh.
Via musical twin telepathy. You know, come on, just like hum at them and try to make them understand that they should listen to this podcast.
That's pretty good. I think more than a friend, you should tell an alter ego and a sidekick about the podcast.
Oh.
If you want. If you have those things.
So yourself and your partner in crime.
Yeah, your bunny in a comfy knit sweater.
It's a little comfy bunny.
It's a little knit bunny.
It's a little knit bunny.
We'll see you next week for our post-Valentine's Day episode. Tune in to find out if Connor really goes bathtub snorkeling or not.
And in case we happen to run into you on the street in between now and next week, we better see you keep spinning.
What was that? Interesting. Okay.
If I run into them, you know, I don't want them just pretending like they're keeping spinning and then like stopping when we're not watching.
You gotta be genuinely still spinning. Right.
Yeah, if I bump into you on the street.
Just because no one's around, spin like nobody's watching. Okay. Well, now that we made it to the end, we gotta know what your second coolest experience was as a 15-year-old. Like, playing with the Iceland Symphony Orchestra is the dream of every 15-year-old. That's the best. What's your second best thing that you did at 15?
That whole episode to come up with something.
You did.
At 15 is around that time. I was probably 15 when this happened. I found a rock that was shaped exactly like a dog's head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was shaped exactly like a dog's head, and it even had like a little smooth cutout section of it where it looked like so you could like see both the ears Like it was like a side profile of a dog's head. You could clearly see the head shape into the snout, and then you could also see where like the ear would be, as if it was like laid on top of it. It was very cool.
That's giving the Iceland Symphony Orchestra a run for their money.
I wonder what happened to that rock.